From moving into their brand new £1 billion stadium,
this has been worth the wait,
to reaching their first ever Champions League final.
it's in! Lucas Moura with the hat-trick goal! Spurs are going to the Champions League final!
Spurs have had quite the year, but council residents living in the shadow of the ground are currently facing an uncertain future.
They want to basically build like a Wembley-esque style walkway from the station to the stadium, which, yeah, it sounds great on paper, but where that walkway is supposed to be, we are actually living there. There's 297 homes.
I'm on the Love Lane estate. Right behind me is the brand new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. This estate is soon to be knocked down. In its place, a walkway from White Hart Lane station to the ground.
The demolition of the estate is part of Haringey's High Road West scheme. The council is building new homes, cafes, shops and community spaces. Tash has been in temporary accommodation at Love Lane for 4 years. As a temporary resident, Haringey Council doesn't have a duty to rehouse him and his family in the new developments or even in London.
How's it affected you personally?
It's been a stressful situation, to be in, because you don't know when the end is. You don't know what the end is going to look like. You don't know when it's going to happen, because there's no indication as to what's going to happen to us or when. I think the only indication that we know, that we have, is that we're not promised anything.
At a Tate Modern exhibition exploring art, identity and football, Dr. Mark Panton is talking about his book, Tottenham's Trojan Horse, a tale of stadium-led regeneration.
When people were talking about the new Tottenham Stadium, some people might refer to it as a catalyst for redevelopment, but lots of people I spoke to in the research mentioned the idea of the stadium itself being a Trojan horse.
What's the difference between regeneration and gentrification?
Lots of people in the area would call it degeneration because it's about knocking things down. It's associated with the word gentrification. Lots of people in Tottenham would use that word. They would also use the phrase social cleansing.
Leader of the council, Joseph Edioffa, says the development will lead to better opportunities for locals.
Our aspiration is to significantly increase the number of social homes the High Road West scheme can deliver, to ensure that residents currently in temporary accommodation and other residents on the Love Lane estate will have the opportunity of a new home. The scheme will also create jobs and vital infrastructure, including a library and new community spaces. If we cannot find a way forward together, it will be vulnerable Love Lane tenants in temporary accommodation who lose out.
The council have not expanded on how many homes will be available, how much they will cost, and whether it will be with private landlords. Tash can't help but feel resentment towards his famous neighbours.
While Tottenham Hotspurs aren't the ones that are taking away our homes, none of this would be happening if the new stadium wasn't there, The club's responsibility is to do the right thing on a social level and on an ethical level to ensure that the new stadium doesn't come at the cost to the community, regardless of whether it's by their hand or not.
A ballot on the demolition of Love Lane was due to be held in the spring of this year, but residents like Tash are still waiting. Michaux, Tottenham.